Don't let your naysayers get you down. Your anointing, your Elijah anointing, is being birthed from a place of joy. I had a dream the other night that I was with my pastor, and we were trying to tell one of our friends from church that her anointing, the Elijah anointing on her, is being birthed from a place of joy, just like in the Bible. You might be wondering, what are you talking about, Sarah? Elisha had a lot of witchcraft come against him. As soon as he went out, and he did what God told him to, and all the power that came out of him, a lot of us have, and fire came down on the altar, and he went and he slew all the prophets down at the river Kishon. He killed all of the false prophets, like that. He mass murdered them down by the river, right? And that's what we do in the spirit when we get, when the power of God comes through us. We slay demons in the spirit, right? We pull down fire on the heads of Baal, right? On all those false prophets. And a lot of times what happens is a storm comes, right? The cloud the size of a man's hand, and the rains come and the storms come against us. And all of a sudden, curses, people speaking hypocrisy and curses about us in the land comes against us. And the biggest witch, Jezebel, just came against Elijah right in the middle of his most powerful, prophetic act that he did, right? In the Bible, in the Word. And it's the same with us. And a lot of times, when spiritual warfare hits, we want to go hide. And Elijah did hide. He was like, just kill me, Lord. I'm all alone. There's nobody else helping me to do this. I can't be doing this on my own. This just cannot be, right? And a lot of times what we do is we become like a little child, right? We become like fearful and full of, we digress, right? We go back into that place of fear that God works so hard to bring us out of. Because honestly, when things come against us that hard, when we're working for God, when we're doing everything that God has told us to do, all the prophetic things that He's spoken over us in our life, and all the things that He's given us dreams about and visions about and prayers about and confirmations and rhema words, and we see all this stuff come against us as soon as we're doing all this work for the Lord, it's hard not to want to run and hide, right? When warfare hits and Jezebel starts lying on us and persecuting us, and people just like hate us out of nowhere, right? But Elijah, what turned it all around was the joy he received when he went on the mountaintop. And all of these horrible things started happening, right? The winds, the great winds, the fire, or the lightning struck, right? All these things, but God wasn't in any of those horrible things that happened. Where was God? God was in that still small voice. And what happened in that moment when he heard God's still small voice is it confirmed everything that God had told him about his life. Every single prophetic word that God had whispered into Elijah's ear his entire life of all the things that he was going to accomplish. He heard it and it confirmed it. And I'm confirming it in you right now, that your anointing, your Elijah anointing, will be birthed from a place of joy. Because right in the middle of your wilderness, where people are just coming against you and coming against you and coming against you, and you think that door that God promised you is just never going to open, it's going to open. Trust Him. Know what God is speaking to you in that still small voice, and birth it. Birth the anointing from a place of joy. I love you all. Be blessed. Bye.